tonight, the UN Human Rights Council will be voting on the Iceland-led resolution that's calling for an investigation into the Philippines drug war.
But as early as now, one human rights organization claims that the government has already started harassing potential witnesses. Jenny Dongon tells us why.
The United Nations Human Rights Council, or UNHRC, is expected to vote at 6 p.m. Philippine time on the Iceland resolution. The Philippines is one of its 47 member nations, which will vote either yes or no to the motion. The Iceland resolution asks the Philippines to take measures to prevent extrajudicial killings and enforce disappearances, arbitrary arrest and detention, intimidation, and persecution or violence against members of civil society and human rights groups. It also calls for impartial investigations and to hold perpetrators accountable in accordance with international norms and the rule of law. In addition, it urges the Duterte administration to cooperate with the UNHRC officials in their country visits and refrain from all acts of retaliation or intimidation. After positive feedbacks during the 41st session in Geneva, Switzerland, the country's human rights advocates are just hoping for the best.
We don't want to be overconfident as well, because we cannot underestimate the lengths by which our government has been going. No? Talagang gumagalugat. Meron nga umaangal dyan, wala daw pa yung tawag sa kanila, nahaharas na nga sila sa pagtatawag. Meron nga dyan, magkakreate sila ng side event sa loob, hindi na nila pinupuntahan dahil alam nila na bubulahin lang sila. Sa embassies, no? Likod din, ano? Sa embassies, tapos sa media, I don't know kung sa media, tapos sa mga NGOs. Talagang, of course, they have the resources to start with, no? They have the manpower.
They also slammed the Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin Jr. for saying those who worked for the resolution to pass will get bonuses from drug cartels.
That is the most absurd kind of lie, no? Na maririnig mo from our top diplomat, makaka-receive ng pera from drug cartels, let's say Belgium or some country para bumoto rito. Iceland, even, wala kang wala kang dito, wala kang embassy ang Iceland dito eh.
They also criticized presidential spokesperson Salvador Panel's stand that any UN investigation would be an interference with our sovereignty.
That's hypocrisy, no? Hypocrisy and deception. Because in the first place, you are a party to conventions and treaties. Di ba? Covenants. Ang dami niyan. 11 of the 12, if I'm not mistaken. 9 ba? Kita mo, dinagdagan ko pa. 9, no? But the point is, most if not all, by being a party, you obligated yourself that something like this can happen. So you cannot invoke intrusion into one's sovereignty, because by your voluntary accession to these covenants and treaties, you're saying it's fine.
For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.